Okay, parts 2 and 3. 2 says, what is the domain of P of X? Remember, the domain is always your X coordinates, and X is actually the number of items that you're producing. And it says right here, the maximum capacity of the company is 110 items. That means they can't produce any more than that. And right here it says, does calculating profit make sense when X is -10? No. Is it possible to make negative items? No. So my domain is gonna be, they can make 0 items if they want to, I suppose. And then the maximum that they can make is 110. At least for my example, anyway. That's the domain. It makes no sense to make negative because obviously you can't make negative. And X equals 1,000 doesn't make any sense either because the maximum capacity is 110. They can't make any more than that. So obviously they can't make 1,000. So apply that to your own problem. Hopefully that explains that for you. And then part 3 says the company can choose to produce either 40 or 50 items. What is their profit for each case? And then which level of production should they choose? Okay, well, my profit function was that. If I don't get that from part 1, if I don't get part 1 right, I'm not going to get part 3 right because you need the correct equation. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to calculate P of 40, which means wherever there is an X, I'm going to take it out and plug in the 40. And then I'm going to do it again with the 50 and see what I get. And after I plug it in, I'll be chugging it in my calculator. So let's pick a different color here. So for 40 items, I'm going to calculate P of 40, and I'll put 40 here in all those places. So take -0.5 times 40 squared plus 40 times 40 minus 200. And actually, that's going to go right here. I ended up getting 600 as my answer. And then the other one, which is 50 items, I'll calculate P of 50. And I'm going to stick 50 in all of these places. And when I calculated 50, I got 550. That's the answer I got. Yep, 550. So, which one should they go with? Oddly enough, the smaller amount. If they produce 40 items, they'll make a profit of 600. But if they produce 50, they won't make as much money. That would be only 550. And the reason this happens is I have a negative, just so you can understand this, I have a negative x squared here. X squareds are quadratic equations, which are parabolas. Parabolas look like this unless they're negative. If they're negative, they look like this. And then your highest point, that is where your maximum profit will be. And since at 40 items you get 600, but at 50 items it drops down to 550. I don't know what the maximum is, but if I were going with, let's see, here's my x-axis. Let's say that right here is 40 and right here is 50. When I am at 40, I'm making $600. But when I am at 50, I'm only making 550. You can see that it's lower. The further you go to the right, your parabola is now coming downhill. So the more you produce, the less profit you'll make. Obviously, they are spending a lot of money to produce whatever it is they're making. But anywho, I hope that explains parts 2 and 3 a little better for you and what it all means. Good luck with that.